What's up, boys? It's Devin. And why the fuck are you so obsessed with me? All you dudes in my comments telling me I'm on juice. Brother, please. Anyways, now that I got that little jig out of my system, I thought I'd come on here and talk to you boys about, I don't fucking know. I just want to talk to you guys. I have literally no plan. I just got off a group call with my guys, and I see so many comments lately of me being accused of being on juice, and I guess we'll talk about that. So honestly, bro, all that is a cop-out. So most dudes try something, they stay consistent for 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 days, and they don't see a result, and then they give up because their dopamine receptors are fried. And when I say fried, I mean constantly on TikTok, ass, titties, dopamine, supercar, video games, vaping, weed, drugs, alcohol, fucking partying. All of these things have fried my generation's brain. And when you have this dopamine issue, it really also bleeds into your fitness and into your routine, because when you're constantly trying to satiate that dopamine hit, it's very hard for you to stay consistent on something. And there's a skill that if you're able to master, and in this day and age in your 20s, success is almost inevitable, and that is delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is when you're basically sacrificing up front for the reward later on in life. And this is something that most men can't do. And the reason they can't do it, again, stems back to their brain being fried. Now, how does this all tie in together, Devin? Bring it home. Let me bring it home. The reason most dudes are accusing me of being on steroids because I make them feel inadequate, because they know that they couldn't stay consistent and that they weren't able to pull off what I was able to pull off. So it's easy for them to point a finger and tell me that I took the easy way out, when in reality, it's because they're so insecure of their own inadequacies, they blame me for cheating. When really all that I did was go from a guy who was unconfident with no purpose, no drive, no direction in life, a shit physique, mediocre at best, with that little belly roll, chubby cheeks, and take myself into this jacked, masculine, fucking behemoth of a human being that you see in front of you. And the simple formula was consistency and delayed gratification. That was my number one skill that brought me from point A to point B. I sacrificed so much up front to look how I look now, including my favorite foods, going out and partying, a bunch of different things that are very fucking fun. I sacrificed my comfort by training 5-6 days a week, consistent for years. I sacrificed relaxing by bringing my food scale to the restaurant. I sacrificed a fuck ton to get what I have now, to get this physique now. I earned this physique. But let me tell you something. It's not even really sacrifice. It's what's required to look the way that I look. The sacrifice is that you should look the way I look, but you're sacrificing the dream physique and all the confidence and benefits that come with it for your hedonistic ways, for your video games, sex, money, drugs. You'd rather that than to delay your fun for a little while and look like a fucking god. Because once you develop your physique, let me tell you something, it never ends, right? If I stopped working on this physique, I would no longer have this physique. If I stopped working on my business, I'd no longer have a business. If I stopped working on my relationships, I'd no longer have any relationships. Anything in life that's worth value is difficult to acquire, and that's why it's hard to get. If everyone had it, it wouldn't be worth anything. So my physique is difficult to attain, but I mastered the art of delayed gratification, and that landed me this physique over years of consistency, compounded activities to get me here. And one of my biggest driving forces to get here was having a very strong why. And I just spoke about this on my group call. If your why isn't strong enough, you will never achieve the things you want to achieve in life, including the physique, right? Because 99% of the time, you don't want to go to the gym. 99% of the time, you want to eat the foods you want to eat. You don't want to fucking put food on a food scale. It's inconvenient, but you know what's inconvenient? Being a fat piece of shit who's so insecure that they feel they need to go comment on another dude's video and point a finger. Right? So it was all worth it. All the sacrifice I put in to look the way I look now, to be the person I am today, was extremely worth it, because what's the alternative? I gotta be fat, I gotta be unhappy, I gotta be unconfident, I gotta have low energy levels. Fuck all that. I'd rather put in the work to be this fucking stud you see in front of you, and any of you can achieve the same exact thing. The only thing that you need to do is say, I don't want to be Mr. Tubby Boy with the little belly roll anymore. I want to be Mr. Confident with the jacked traps, shoulders, and triceps, who's pulling all the bad chicks, who's confident as fuck, who loves what he sees in the mirror, who's happy and anxiety ridden, because when you leave everything out on the field and work hard, you don't feel that anxiety. All anxiety is an indication that you're not doing enough. Right? So you can have a better quality of life, a better existence, if all you did was put one foot in front of the other and went to work, went to war, and worked fucking hard. But no one's really like willing to do that anymore, except my clients. Those are the only people that I know of who are willing to do that, and that's why they're getting results. My one client, Henry's down fucking 30 pounds. Dude got jacked and lost 30 pounds simultaneously. My client, Sean, is winning, crushing in business. He's as lean and shredded as he's ever been in his life. He's the strongest he's ever been in his life. His confidence is 10x. The kid's making more money. People are coming up to him, telling him he lost weight, he looks good. My client, Andre, is gaining 2-3 pounds a week, lean, bulking, putting on mass to his frame. You know, it never ends. My other client, Josh, just started. He's already down 5 pounds in his first week in the program because they made a commitment to themselves, right? They said, enough is enough. I'm tired of being Mr. Tubby Jelly Roll Boy. I want to be Mr. Confident, right? And it's okay, because not many people are able to get to that point on their own, and that's okay. Like, that's the whole point of having a coach or someone to hold you accountable, or a community of other brothers that are on the same mission as you. And when I was coming up, I didn't necessarily have all of that, so I had to manufacture that, right? Because you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time around. That's actually not true. What you actually are is the sum of the 5 people you compare yourself to most, and oftentimes those people you compare yourself to are the 5 people you spend the most time around. So you might be asking, hey Dev, I want to better myself. What do I do if the people in my circle aren't on the level I'm on? They don't push me, they don't motivate me. What you do, my friend, is you either join a group of like-minded men, or you craft your circle through social media. You watch and consume the content of people who are doing the thing you want to do, living the life you want to live, and binge all of their shit, spend more time watching their content than you do around your bum-ass friends. And soon enough, when tough decisions come up, your mind frame is going to start thinking, what would this dude do, the guy that I've been watching who has everything that I want, compared to what would my bum-ass friend do in this situation? And when you start making decisions as if you were trying to be like the guy you want to become, eventually you'll become that guy. And to become the guy you want to become, you must start living as that human being today. But you can't do that unless you actually know who the guy you want to become is, right? So basically, if you took, an hour a day for a couple of weeks and just started thinking and meditating about who the fuck you want to become, how does he walk, talk, and dress? What are his daily habits? How much money does he make? What kind of car does he drive? And I mean down to the T, the make, the model of the car, the year of the car, how many miles are on it, how much money to the actual digit does he make? How does he fucking smell? What kind of cologne does he wear? How do people perceive him? Is he good at fighting? What are his hobbies? How does the world see this man? And once you could have a clear picture in your head, so clear that you could draw this guy out to every speck and detail, only then will you start to be able to start living as this man now. So you picture this version of yourself, right? And then you say, what does this guy do every day? How does this guy think? What are his habits? What time does he wake up? Let's say this guy wakes up at fucking 4:30 in the morning. You start waking up at 4:30 in the morning. Let's say people's comments on the internet don't bother him. You don't let people's comments on the internet bother you. Let's say this guy, he gets home from his 9-to-5 job and he starts working on his side hustle 6 hours a day. You start coming home from your 9-to-5 job and working 6 hours a day. It's just simply start living as the man you want to become now, and you'll start to attract the lifestyle you want. And if you're having trouble figuring out the man you want to become, you could spend time watching people who you admire and pick and choose the traits that they have that you admire, and start picturing how that would blend into your future life. Which one of those traits would you like to have? Like, let's say Michael Jordan is your idol, right? Forget the sports part. What qualities about Michael Jordan, the man, is inspiring to you that you wish you had? Okay, well, now start picturing those qualities on this future version of yourself. And then think about what it takes to get these qualities. Right? And that's another thing. This version of yourself, he's going to have all these great attributes. And a lot of times, to have great attributes, you have to have experience to get there. And the only way to have experiences is to have good ones and bad ones. And the key is the bad ones. We've all had bad experiences in our life, whether we've been embarrassed, heartbroken, someone in our family died, a friend died, whatever it might be. We've all experienced very, 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 very painful moments of our lives, right? And the question is, in those moments, what do? Do you look those moments in the face and say, I'm going to be a man about these things? Or do you look those moments in the face and try and bury them even deeper through drugs, alcohol, partying, or whatever escape that you might have? Do you try and bury your trauma, or do you dig it up and face it? Because the longer you dig and dig and dig and bury, the more pain you actually feel, the more anxiety that starts to build up, and the less progress you can actually make. So think about any painful moment you had in your life and face that pain. Why did that pain happen? How could you have dealt with that pain better? How did that pain make you feel? And once you channel all the emotion and all the realisticness of what happened to you, you ball it up and you start using it as a weapon. So you could pull it out as a sword at any moment and stab the neck of your goals, right? So whenever you're not feeling motivated, you can always pull out that pain and trauma that you once felt and say, I never want to go back to this pain. This is my why. I'm getting away from this pain. I never want to feel it again. If your why is not strong enough, fuck the why then. Never go back to that pain, right? Never go back to that pain. You never want to feel that again. Well, then the only way out of it is work. The second you drop your vices and you can't escape that trauma and that pain anymore, the only way out is success. The only way out is achievement. That's why I dropped all my vices. That's why I quit drinking. That's why I quit all of my vices, because I understood the sooner I get rid of all these things that I'm holding on to, these little slivers of escapists, these little slivers of escaping, the quicker I will have no other choice but to escape via success. So stop running from pain. Think of any hero movie you ever watched. Batman, Superman, all these fucking things. Think of Batman as my favorite one. The reason he became Batman and saved all of Gotham City is because someone killed his fucking parents. So that pain made him Batman, which ended up, he used it for good, and he ends up saving an entire city. He's a fucking hero. But you're the hero in your own journey. So what's your pain? What's your hero story, your origin story? What made you? If nothing's made you yet, revisit that trauma that you've been burying and dig it the fuck up and put it back in your back like a sword that you can pull out at any time. Because that's going to be your driving force for your goals from here on out. Because you are the hero in your own journey, brother. It's the truth. You wake up as you, you die as you. Right? Nobody walks in your shoes. Stop living for other people. Live for you. Nobody wakes up in your body, only you. No one's going to die in your body, only you. And the opinions of all these other people are holding you back, bro. They're holding you back. The only opinion that truly matters is yours. Right? Your opinion, that voice should be louder than anyone else's voice. Because you're the only one who lives in your body. And all the opinions of others, think of this, bro. Imagine you didn't chase your goals because Johnny from the office said that you'd fail and you were scared that he'd be right, so you never took the chance on achieving all of your dreams. And then you get to like 70 years old and Johnny fucking dies of a heart attack, and now Johnny's dead, and so are his opinions, and so are your dreams. Was it worth it? Because I'd rather experience the pain of sacrificing fun now and hitting my goals over, let me reword that. Okay, picture yourself 365 days, 1 year from today. Now imagine you just said, fuck all the fun, fuck everything. I'm just gonna lock in. I'm not worried about fun. I'm just worried about achieving my goals and success. Let's say 1 year from now you achieved everything. Would you be mad that you missed that football game on Sunday? Would you be mad that you missed that party? Okay, keep that thought in mind. Now, let's imagine you were worried about these opinions of others. You didn't want to miss out on all the football games on Sunday. You didn't want to miss out on all those parties. So you went to the games, you went to the parties, and 1 year from now, you're in the exact same spot that you are right now, or worse. Which regret is going to be stronger? The regret of missing the football games and missing the parties, or the regret that you are now not where you want to be in life because you had to go have fun? Which is more painful? Think about it, man. Think about it. Your life, you have it by the balls. You just don't know it yet. And another thing I spoke about on this group call is perception. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing that I do is I actively look for 3 things to be grateful for, and I hit my knees and I thank God for those things. And what that does is it shifts my mindset to be in a positive momentum for the day. And I'm constantly now looking for the positive things in my life. And that allows me to live a happier, better existence. And when you're actually looking for the positives, you find them. But if your lens is you woke up and you hate the way you feel, you hate your job, you hate your body, you hate your relationships, your life is going to be shit because that's the way you see life. So perception is a huge factor. Another way to describe this is, let's say you and me are standing next to each other. We're both looking at a red car, but I have a pair of really tinted sunglasses on. We're going to see that car a little different. You're going to see it as bright, vibrant red, and I'm going to see it as a couple shades darker, but it's still the same red car. We just see it differently. Nothing changed about the car. The only thing changed is the way I see it and the way you see it. So when you think of perception in that way, your life could be anything that you make it. Imagine you woke up tomorrow morning and you just said to yourself, I wake up early, I go to the gym, I'm happy. And the first thing you did in the morning was wake up early, looked for 3 things to be grateful for, really were grateful for those things, and then went to the gym. How do you think you'd feel? Well, let me tell you something. You could start that tomorrow. There's nothing stopping you from doing that shit. Right? And I always say, when you're quitting vices, when you're changing your identity, you must tell yourself you don't do these things anymore. So if you're trying to quit vaping, this is what you really do. You say, I don't vape. When you're trying to quit alcohol, you don't say, I'm trying to quit, or I just recently quit. No, you say, I don't drink. And the reason is because your mind, your subconscious mind, doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what's real. So when you just start telling yourself and lying to yourself by saying, I don't do these things anymore, eventually your subconscious mind believes these things and it becomes your reality. So you have to trick your subconscious mind into becoming that version, that better version of you. So when you say, I'm not really a morning person, the only reason that's true is because you believe that. But when you just start lying to yourself and say, I am a morning person, and then go to your phone, set your alarm for 4:30, wake up tomorrow morning, now you're a fucking morning person after you do that for 7 days straight. Whether you want to wake up or not doesn't make you a morning person. Whether your energy levels are high in the morning, whether you're happy in the morning, none of that fucking matters. If you physically woke up early, you are a morning person by default. So there's no, I'm just this way. That doesn't exist. You are what your perception is. And if you can't see something in your mind first, it can't become real. The power of the mind is fucking insane. It's insane. Our brains are supercomputers that you need to hack. Don't let, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, your friends, your parents, your family, don't let anything infiltrate this, because you're the one who drives the ship. Remember, you drive the ship here. It doesn't drive you. You control your mind. Your mind doesn't control you. You control your mind. Always remember that. Say that over and over and over and over and over. I control my mind. I control my mind. And eventually, guess what? Your mind's going to start to believe you control it. And then you do. So just do things, right? Start doing shit that you know you need to do regardless of the way that you feel. And eventually your mind will get used to it and you'll start to build a habit loop, right? Something that your mind does is build neural pathways when it comes to habits, right? So it makes, let's say you don't wake up at 4:30 ever, but you want to start. So you just start doing it and doing it and doing it, regardless of the way you feel. Eventually your brain's going to be used to being up early, and it's not going to get easier, but your capacity to deal with it will go up. So it's going to feel easier and easier as you go. Same thing with the gym. It's hard at first in the gym because you're super sore all the time and things are hard and difficult, but the more you go, the easier it gets. The key is consistency. If you're consistent with anything in life, it gets easier. That applies to anything. Because if you're not progressing, you're by default regressing. But the best way to progress is just by showing up day over day over day and not focusing on outputs. One of my biggest struggles was I always focus on output. Why don't I have the tangible thing yet? And that's what held me back, because I just had to shift my brain to start focusing on the inputs. And as a result, not only did my results get better, I became a happier man, because when you're constantly focused on why you don't have the thing, it's a bad lens to look through, and it's going to slow you down, right? For me, I always focus on what's the daily inputs. Okay, for example, I'm going to give you a tangible example. I want to have a six-pack. What is the daily inputs of having a six-pack? Going to the gym 6 days a week, training abs twice a week, being in a calorie deficit, eating a gram of protein per pound of body weight, right? So what I would do is daily track. Did I go to the gym? Did I hit my protein goals? Did I eat in a calorie deficit? Did I train abs? Right? Focus on the tangible things you could do every single day, the inputs, and now you're getting daily wins. Wins that is going to give you unlimited confidence that you could do anything you say you're going to do, and all of a sudden you're changing, your identity is shifting, you're becoming a new human being, a better person that you love, a person that you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, that motherfucker's the shit. And it's you. It's you. So picture that version of you in your head, the one who looks in the mirror like, yeah. And start developing the habits of that dude now. And if you compound that over time, you become that dude. You become that dude. And you'd be amazed because you might actually surpass what you wanted to become if you just fucking stay on it. Life's crazy, brother. But yeah, I wanted to just come on here and let that rip for you boys. So that's how you basically change your identity, how you become a new human being. And it's so easy. It's so easy. And even if it's not easy, I'm going to tell myself that it is, because eventually my mind will start to believe it's easy, and then it becomes easy. Really think about everything I just said to you. Rewatch this video if you have to. It's really a tactical process that you could implement starting today. You could go to your phone after this video, set your alarm for 4:30, set your Google Calendar to go to the fucking gym, and start changing your identity right now. This amazing version of you exists. It's out there. You just have to find it here first, and then just start living out the daily inputs. And you boys can achieve anything. And I mean anything you set your mind to. As you watch me along this journey, you are going to watch me break barriers that I didn't even think possible. Right? My YouTube channel just hit 100 subscribers today. In a year from now, I'll be well over 10,000 subscribers. My Instagram will be well over 50,000 followers 1 year from now. I'm going to blow the fuck up. My coaching business is going to blow up. Okay, people are going to start knowing who I am. You're here early. You know, like when you're early on a fucking stock or you're early on a crypto coin, then it pumps. You're early on me right now, G, watching this video. Just wait and see what I do. So it's going to be a fun journey. I hope you guys like and subscribe to my channel so you can watch my journey and join me on this journey, bro. Join me on this self-improvement journey, the way that I'm going to break barriers and become fucking wealthy and have, you know, a Ferrari and have a nice Rolex and live in Miami. You guys are going to have whatever you want in life if you just, you know, do what you need to do. Apply the principles I laid out here and start becoming that dude, man. You guys got this. Fucking love you, boys. I will catch you boys in the next video. Peace.